and the gopis come at that time and they say, can you give us these pearls? These are beautiful. He says, when I asked you, you never gave me, so I'm not going to give it to you. And finally, he loves Srimati Radharani so much that he always wants to serve her. She wants to serve him and he wants to serve her because she's so beautiful. So he takes the pearls and gives it to Srimati Radharani. Does Radharani keep the pearls to herself? She will not. She will actually distribute it in Vrindavan. She doesn't keep even a single pearl, maybe one or two pearls. It's so big, big pearls. She keeps one or two and she will distribute it. So what is that pastime tell us? That pastime tells us that, whenever Srimati Radharani is full of Krishna Prema, although she is full of Krishna Prema, she is distributing that Krishna Prema. She is not a very possessive kind of this mundane world, possessive kind of Prema that is. It is not. It is not even the Prema of the... See, there is a lot of difference between Kama and Prema. All our acharyas explain, in this world, there is no true love. The love that you see in this world is for sense gratification. You love a person because they are doing something for you, right? They are actually serving you. Either they have a lot of money or they're helping with, or for the kids, they're helping you with homework or something, right? And that's why you love that person. You're getting something out of it. And that's why you love that person. There is no unconditional love in this world. So that is karma. When you're satisfying yourself, there is a personal endeavor which is being satisfied by another person. You think it is love, but it is actually karma. It is not pure love. Our acharyas say that there is only one place that the pure love, to small extent, it exists in this world. And that has actually come as a droplet. It's a small droplet from Srimati Radharani. What is that love? A mother's love for their child. A mother, if you see, even though she is in fever, she has fever, she is not keeping well, she wants to bathe her child. She wants to cook for her child. Is the expectation that the child is going to serve her tomorrow? There is no guarantee. Nobody expects their children, especially the mothers, will never expect that their child come and serve them. They just, out of that pure love, they just do it. And that is the only love which is true love in this material world, which is unconditional. And it is a small glimpse of what RadhaRani's prema for Krishna is. See, there are different levels of prema also. See, it is a very, 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 very abstract and very difficult topic to understand. But there are different levels of prema also. We say at the end of the 10 offenses, give me Krishna prema, we say. The result of all this thing is Krishna prema. What is that Krishna prema? That Krishna prema is service to the Lord. Unconditional sacrifice, selfless service to the Lord. You are tuning your mind, body, and senses to serve the Lord. It is a very difficult, Krishna Prema is very difficult. It is a very high reach. But Krishna Prema is the first step, right? After that is many, many different kinds of bhavas, 8 levels of bhavas, and then comes the Mahabhav. And who is the owner of that Mahabhav? Srimati Radharani. There actually, if you see the Krishna Prema, there are different levels after that, okay? And many of the acharyas and everybody come in that line. Raganuga Bhaktas and everybody, Yashoda Maya, everybody comes. The last stage, there are only 2 competitors. Can anybody say who those competitors? Gopis, okay? Gopis is the last. After Gopis, there are 2 competitors for the Mahabhav. One is our Srimati Radharani. The other one is Chandravali. Chandravali is an opposite camp of Srimati Radharani. Just to bring the Rasaswadan, there is Chandravali and Radharani. Okay, and they're always competing for Krishna, and our Srimati Radharani supersedes even Chandravali. Chandravali reaches one stage below. Srimati Radharani. Okay, so and that Mahabhav is Pramada, they say. In Tamil, Pramada means madness, right? Unmatta, Unmada, we say. Madness, right? And that madness is Mahabhav. Why do I say that madness is Mahabhav? Because it is so intense love that you can't understand that love. Krishna himself cannot understand Srimati Radharani's love for him. When she's showing that love, it is very difficult even for Krishna to understand. The Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot understand what his love is, what her love is for him. When she shows love, it is very difficult. I will give you one pastime to drive home this point. Once what happens, Srimati Radharani and Krishna are sitting, and I think there is one Gopabalak, I forgot his name, Madhumangal. Madhumangal is actually chasing a honeybee, okay? Honeybee, and he chases the honeybee and he says, I drove Madhu out. This is his statement. I drove Madhu out of this place. Srimati Radharani starts crying. She cries so much. For her, Madhu is actually Krishna. The sentence, I drove Madhu out, she heard it as Krishna is gone. Krishna is sitting right next to her. See, the feeling that she gets when Krishna is right next to her, that she is losing, the very thought that she is going to lose Krishna, she cries, and that became Radha Kund. Looking at her cry, our Krishna cries, and that became Sham Kund. You know, that love is, see, and again, when I say it is so pure and so intense, don't please consider for boy and a girl loving. This is at the Atma level. It is the same Atma. It is showing love. See, the best way to understand is Acharya say, if I kiss my own hand, if I cuddle my own hand, is there a mistake in that? No, it is the same thing. Krishna and Radha are same. There is no difference. Only to Rasaswadan they separate out. And in Chaitanya, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when they come, they become one again. That the two bodies become one again, right? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna in Radha Bhav. He cannot understand her love. To understand her love, he takes on her emotions and he manifests as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is our Srimati Radharani. It is very, very high. It is very, very deep. But that love is so intense that, you know, when Krishna is sitting right next to her, she feels the loss of Krishna and she starts crying, right? That is our Srimati Radharani. Now, quickly, we'll move on to a little pastimes of Srimati Radharani. How did Srimati Radharani manifest in this world? We'll just here go through the background of the manifestation of Srimati Radharani. One time, what happened is the Vindhya mountains got very, very, very jealous of the Himalayas. Okay, because Himalayas Putri was Mother Parvati. And who married Mother Parvati? Who is the husband of Mother Parvati? Our Lord Shiva, Madeshwara, right? So Himalaya had a very popular, very beautiful daughter, and he had a very powerful son-in-law. Vindhya mountain got very jealous, like our worldly jealous he became. Next door, BMW car is there. We want that BMW car, right? Same way, this jealousy started. When this jealousy started, Vindhya mountain manifested in the human form, in the form of a person, personality, and the Vindhya mountains did lot of tapasya to Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma came and he said, what do you want? He said, see, Himalayas is enjoying very nice daughter and son-in-law. I don't have anybody. I want a daughter, very beautiful, and I want a son-in-law more powerful than Madeshwara or our Lord Shiva. Brahma doesn't listen. He just sees a little bit of tapasya and he said, Tatastu, go, you will get it. Now he said Tatastu, but he is puzzled. Who is greater than our Lord Shiva? It has to be our Krishna. Then how do I get Krishna to manifest? Who is the daughter? Who can be the daughter? Now Brahmaji starts doing tapasya now. And to fulfill the wish of Vindhya mountains, he has to do tapasya now. He does intense tapasya to our Srimati Radharani. And he says, and then Srimati Radharani says, okay, I know you're doing it for some material gain only. What do you want? He says, you know what, I've already promised this Vindhya mountains that, I'm going to give Vindhya mountain more powerful daughter than Mother Parvati. And I've also promised that it will be better than Lord Shiva. The son-in-law will be better than Shiva. Who other than Krishna can be more better than Lord Shiva? Can you please manifest in this as Vindhya mountain's daughter, he says. If you manifest, then Krishna will marry you. You definitely that wish will be fulfilled. Then what happens is Vindhya mountain actually gives birth to two daughters, Chandravali and our Srimati Radharani. Actually, what happens is they both will be born in a different place. They will be in the womb of some other, I don't remember the names, some other in Vrishabhanu's house. Through Yogamaya Shakti, they will be taken out from there and they will be put in the womb of Vindhya mountains. Okay, when they are put in the womb of Vindhya mountains wife actually gives birth to two of the daughters. Who are these daughters now? Chandravali and Srimati Radharani. They'll be doing the samskara, birth samskara of the babies, small babies, two girl babies, they'll be doing the birth samskara. Then Kamsa gets to know that, Srimati Radharani is manifesting. So he calls all the demons and he says, see, wherever Srimati Radharani is, Krishna will come. So if we kidnap Srimati Radharani, then we can easily catch Krishna. So who wants to do this work? Our Putana will raise her hand and she will say, I can kidnap them. Okay. Two instructions Kamsa gives to Putana. One is kill all the male babies, and two, bring all the female babies right now which are existing into my house, into my palace. So Putana gets the information that Vindhya mountain's daughters are Chandravali and our Srimati Radharani. So Putana goes, when the samskara is being done, she picks up both the babies and she flies out of there. When she is flying out of there, Vindhya, the king Vindhya would have asked all the Brahmins to come there to do the samskara. So he begs the Brahmins to chant some Vedic mantra so that the baby is returned to his home. What happens is when the Brahmins start chanting the mantra, the power of Putana goes down. When her power is going down, she drops one of the babies. She drops Chandravali. Both the babies are very light, but she cannot carry. The power of the Vedic mantras is so strong that she becomes weak. She drops Chandravali. Chandravali is dropped in Gargamuni's house. Gargamuni brings that baby back to Vindhya mountains. Now, Srimati Radharani, he drops the Vedic mantras are continuing. So she goes further away and she drops our Srimati Radharani where? In Vrindavan. She drops and Yogamaya creates a beautiful lotus flower with 1,000 petals when the baby is being dropped. And that is how the baby ends up on the lotus flower. And our Vrishabhanu Maharaj is actually doing his morning Sandhya Vandana in the Yamuna river when the flower floats to him. And then he doesn't have a child from a long time. He has, I think, Sridham, one boy, and he always wanted a girl, and he picks up this baby. The problem with the baby is the baby cannot see, the baby cannot hear, the baby cannot talk, and it is just lying. It won't even move so much. Okay. It is in that state. Now, our acharyas give a background of why our Srimati Radharani was like that. When Krishna doing his pastimes in actual Goloka in spiritual world, he says, Chalo Radha, we have to go to the planet Earth. We have to continue our pastimes there. She says, no, 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 no. Without Vrinda Devi, without Govardhan, without my Sakhis, I'm not coming. He says, don't worry, all of them have already manifested on Bhuloka. We just have to go. She takes a promise from Krishna. She's still not happy to come, but she takes a promise from Krishna. She says, okay, I will manifest in Bhuloka, but the first person I see should be you. I don't want to see anybody else. My eyes shouldn't see anybody else. It should be you only, right? And I don't want to interact, I don't want to see, I don't want to hear anybody. It should be only you. And that's why Srimati Radharani, when she is born, her eyes are closed, she cannot open her eyes. And then what happens is, the Vrishabhanu brings the baby home, and Kirtida is the mother, and they take care of the baby. And they're very sad because the baby is very beautiful, but the baby cannot see. And then what happens is, one day they invite our Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya along with Krishna. The difference between Krishna and Srimati Radharani is 7 months. Srimati Radharani is just 7 months younger to our Krishna. So they invite them home. They're all sitting and talking. Krishna he can move around. By now he can move around with 4 legs, right? He goes crawling and he stands on the cradle. He stands with the help of that handle of the cradle, and he looks at Srimati Radharani. Immediately she opens her eyes and she's so happy to see Krishna. So that is the power of, Srimati Radharani, or that, that love for Krishna is so intense that she doesn't want to see anybody other than Krishna. She doesn't want to see anybody. That is the way she manifests on this earth. As children, many pastimes happen because Krishna is always visiting Srimati Radharani's house, their family, friends, and many pastimes happen. After some time, there is less pastimes, there is less interaction between Krishna and Srimati Radharani. And Srimati Radharani and all her Sakhis are playing. It is said that when all the gopis are playing, right, they all play. Suddenly, Srimati Radharani will go to one corner and she will have an idol of Krishna and she will start decorating him with flowers. That is the love she has. It is very spontaneous. She doesn't plan. She will not say at 10 o'clock I have to do Mangalarati, 11 o'clock I have to chant one round. No. It is very spontaneous that she will go and do this. Once what happens while they are playing, Durvas Muni comes to that place. All the other gopis get scared and they don't even want to look at Durvas Muni because he's very angry. If something doesn't work out, he will give you a sharp or a curse and he will walk away. So they are very scared to serve him. But Srimati Radharani serves him so beautifully. And he gets so impressed by her, and he says, he gives her a vara or a boon. He says, whoever eats from you, from your hand, whatever you cook, whoever eats, they will have an eternal life. They will not have any diseases. And the taste of your food will be very good. So even till date, it is said that when Srimati Radharani cooks for Krishna, right, she has not repeated the dish till date. Every day there is a new dish that she cooks for Krishna. And Yashoda Mai comes to know about this, that Srimati Radharani has this boon. So she usually invites Srimati Radharani to come and cook for Krishna. Right? And once what happens is, Chandravali, the Jatila and Kutila. Jatila is Srimati. I'm fast forwarding, I'm connecting the past time. So I'll go front, I'll come back, I'll go front, and I'll come back. Now, Srimati Radharani is married to Abhimanyu. And Abhimanyu is none other than Krishna, Chaya Krishna it is actually. See, it is very difficult for us to understand all these things. The reason I gave out the secret is because you shouldn't think, Arey, what? Radharani got married to Abhimanyu. Who is this Abhimanyu? It is Krishna only. It is Krishna only. It is a expansion of Krishna only that she marries to. And Jatila is Abhimanyu's mother, and Kutila is Abhimanyu's sister. It is rasa to bring the rasaswadan. What they've done is Jatila and Kutila are like this people who want to keep Radha and Krishna away from each other. Because she is married to Abhimanyu now, she has to be a chaste wife, right? So they try to keep her away. So once what happens is Jatila says, no, no, you're not going to cook for Krishna anymore. You better cook only for Abhimanyu. Then what happens is Srimati Radharani feels very bad that she cannot see Krishna, she cannot cook for Krishna. See, her bhav is a devotee bhav. She always wants to serve Krishna, but now Jatila is not allowing her to serve Krishna. So what does she do? She will keep thinking, and Lalita Sakhi and Vishaka Sakhi will come to her, and then they say, oh, what do we do? What do we do? Immediately, Srimati Radharani, in that intense pain that she cannot see Krishna, she will fall unconscious. When she falls unconscious, they will bring her inside the house. She's outside the house, she falls unconscious. They bring her inside the house and they say, okay, what do we now do now? We have to get a Vaidya. They're trying to bring her back. They're putting water on her face and trying to bring her back. She will come to conscious once and she will fall down again. She'll come to conscious once, she will fall down again. This is going on happening. And when they're talking about the Vaidya, she says, see, I don't want a male Vaidya. I want a female Vaidya only, she says. And in those days, there were no female doctors, engineers, and all those things, right? They were all only male. So now what do we do? They'll keep thinking. Then Purnamasya, that is Vrinda Devi comes there. Vrinda Devi comes there and she says, there is one woman Vaidya, I forgot her name, Vindhya or Vidya or something. She is there, I can bring her. Immediately, Jatila will say, no, no, that girl got married and went to a different Kashi. She's gone to Kashi, no? How come? This is the Vaidya's daughter. How come she will come? Vrinda Devi will say, don't worry, she's come back here to her mother's place. I will bring her. She is not come back. It is Krishna. They're going to dress up Krishna as, that female doctor, Vaidya, and bring her home. And then somehow they will make Krishna dress up like a woman and they will bring her, the Vrinda Devi will bring this Vaidya home. And then Jatila and Kutila will try to fall to her legs. She'll say, no, 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 I'm a Brahmin woman. You guys, you are karmis. You do all sorts of things. And when you take obeisances from me, all your karma will come to me. I don't want you to touch me. She will shoo away. And then she will say, okay, where is your daughter-in-law? I don't have time. I have a lot of work in my mother's place. Tell me where your daughter-in-law is. Then they show the room of where Srimati Radharani is. And he wants to interact with Srimati Radharani. But all these people are saying, he's put the gungat, he's closed his eyes with the gungat. He will say, see, all of you standing here, I can't chant the mantra. He doesn't know any mantra. He'll say, I can't chant the mantra. You please go outside. So they'll all go outside. They'll say, we'll stay outside the door. He'll say, no, 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 no. Don't stay outside the door also. Just walk away from here. Lock the door from outside and walk away from here. And then he will start acting. He will start acting as if he's Kalya. No, the way she falls unconscious is as if a snake bit her. They will enact as if a snake bit her. Now he's acting as Kalya, as if the snake is talking to him through some mantra. He's making the snake talk to him and everything. And that snake will say, I really want to take away Srimati Radharani. I have poison full in her body now. I'm, I'm making sure the poison spreads. Krishna will say, no, 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 don't do that. Krishna as the Vaidya will say, no, 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 don't do that. She is a very innocent girl. Don't do that. Then that Kalya will say, see, where do I live? I live on Lord Shivji. And our Lord Shivji, like Krishna, he is always chanting Krishna's name. And this Jatila is not allowing this Srimati Radharani to cook for Krishna. She's always talking nonsense about Krishna. She's always scolding Krishna. So if I take away Srimati Radharani, she can't cook for Krishna. She can't cook for Abhimanyu. If she can't cook for Abhimanyu, Abhimanyu will also die quickly. And this Jatila will lose her son also. So that is my plan. That's why I'm taking away Srimati Radharani. And then Krishna will, Jatila is put her ear inside the door. And she says, no, 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 no. From tomorrow, I will let Srimati Radharani go cook for Krishna. And I will not say even a single word about Krishna. Please don't take my daughter-in-law away, because I love my son. My son is most important for me. And that is how the pastime ends, where, Srimati Radharani is again allowed to come out of the house to cook for our Krishna. So all these pastimes, we think, see, it is very difficult for us to accept it, isn't it? It feels like a story or it feels like a movie when I say it to all of you, but it has actually happened. It is a true incident. I mean, it is Lord Krishna manifesting and showing all these things. There are many, many pastimes of Srimati Radharani and Krishna and how Srimati Radharani is so merciful. One of the pastimes talks about her mercy. There is a jackal, and the jackal in the forest is being hurt. And when it is hurt, it goes into the forest inside a small hut, and all the kids are throwing stone at it and stick at it and, trying to kill it. And finally, they light a fire so that the jackal dies inside the hut. The jackal's body is half burnt and it is in pain and it is crying. Lalita Saki goes and brings the jackal. She carries the jackal to Srimati Radharani, and Srimati Radharani just puts her hand over it and it gets healed. That is our Srimati Radharani, right? I mean, she has so much of karuna on each and every jiva, and she's always waiting for the jivas to come to Krishna. When I say these things, it is just to drive home the point, the matter that how Karuna Mai our Srimati Radharani is. See, Krishna has 64 qualities and our Srimati Radharani has 25 qualities. You know what is the truth? The 25th quality of Srimati Radharani is she conquers Krishna completely. Krishna is in her mushti and she supersedes Krishna in all the qualities. Although Krishna has 64, one quality of Srimati Radharani, she is able to conquer Krishna completely, right? That is our Srimati Radharani. Again, going back to the pastimes of how much she loves Krishna. One day, she's not seen Krishna for a long time. She's sitting with all her Sakis and she listens to the flute. Somebody is playing the flute, and as soon as she listens to the flute, what happens is she falls in love with the person who's actually playing the flute. And then she says, oh my God, this flute sound is so good that my heart is jumping out of joy. Then the next time they just move from that part of the forest to another part of the forest. There she actually smells Krishna's body. Krishna is somewhere else. The air carries his fragrance. As soon as it carries his fragrance, she falls in love with that. Now she sees Krishna. Again, she moves from that part of the forest to another part of the forest, and she sees Krishna coming from a distance. And that Rupa of Krishna, she falls in love with that. And then she is actually embarrassed to tell her Sakis, see, I fell in love in one day with 3 different people. First, it was the sound of the flute. Whoever was playing that flute, I fell in love with that person. Second was the smell of the body odor, that I fell in love with that guy. And that third one is that Krishna Rupa. Looking at Krishna, I fell in love. I'm such a mati hina, right? That I fell in love with three different people. It is so bad. I should be dedicated to one person. Then the Lalita Saki and Vishaka Saki say, all those 3 persons are same. It is Krishna only. So you can never fall in love with anybody other than Krishna, they say. And once what happens is Krishna comes and he is actually, teasing all the Sakis and the Gopabalakas and everything. When he comes, Srimati Radharani's eyes, wherever it is said that the eyes will only keep looking at Krishna when Krishna is around. So she starts looking at Krishna. And then it's only a fraction of a second that Krishna will come in front of her and he just goes off. All the other Sakis say, hey, did you look at the new necklace that Krishna is wearing? Did you look at the new anklet he is wearing? Srimati Radharani says, no, I did not. Then they say, here, you were looking at him so much, so intensely. We saw everything. How come you couldn't see? So Srimati Radharani says, when I look at his toenail, my eyes are stuck to the toenail. I can't see anything else. I'm not satisfied seeing that toenail itself. By the time I come to the next one, it is very difficult. I can't take my eyes off it. That is Srimati Radharani's love for Krishna. Because when she sees Krishna, every single part of it is so mesmerizing for her that she forgets to see the face of Krishna or the smile of Krishna. Once when Radharani is getting dressed in front of a mirror, she's actually getting dressed and Krishna comes behind. She forgets to see herself in the mirror and she is always looking at Krishna. She cannot see when Krishna comes in the mirror in the sight, she cannot see herself. She can only see Krishna. That is her love, right? The last pastime I will say, and we can wrap up for the day. I think Mamta Mataji is going to sing a bhajan also. So this is the pastime when Krishna is about to leave to Mathura from Goloka. He's giving up Vrindavan. He's going to Mathura to take care of Kamsa. All the gopis are crying and it is a big shock for our Srimati Radharani. They're all, they can't stay without Krishna. In Gopi Geet, they say they actually start cursing Brahma because you gave us the eyelid, we have to flutter our eyelid. When we flutter our eyelid, that moment we cannot see Krishna. We don't want to waste even that one single moment. The minute, this 1 second when we close our eyes, that because of the eyelid, it feels like yuga yuga that we are not able to see Krishna. That is the problem we have. And Brahma, while creating, why did you create these eyelids? They curse him. So that is the love of gopis towards Krishna. And the topmost gopi is Srimati Radharani. When Krishna is leaving, he talks to all the Sakis and he says, I'm going to come back for all of you. Don't worry, I'm going to come back. You know what the feeling of all the gopis and Srimati Radharani is? It is as if they are put in a cage, burning cage. That is this body. The body is the burning cage, and Krishna put a lock on the cage by saying, I'll come back. They're not even able to give up their body because Krishna said he is going to come back. They have to suffer through this fire of separation because Krishna said he's going to come back. So Acharyas say our life is also like that. We are all burning in this material world, in this body, waiting for Krishna because Krishna is going to come back, right? It is a very, very, very sad thing to when you hear such pastimes of the gopis, because that separation, they want to give up their body, but they cannot give up their body. They are holding on, although it is burning, the fire is burning their skin, they are holding on to it just because Krishna said, I will come back. Krishna says to Uddhava in Canto 11, he says, whoever gives me something, I'm able to reciprocate. If you give him a flower, he will reciprocate with something. If you give him water, he will reciprocate much more than you can even hold on, right? He will reciprocate so much. But to the gopis and Srimati Radharani, he said, I have nothing. I cannot reciprocate to your love. I have nothing to give you. What you have given me, I cannot give back anything to you. That is the love of Srimati Radharani and the gopis. So it's volumes and volumes of data and information and Harikatha, and it is never fulfilling, it is never satiating a person when hearing about Srimati Radharani and her love for Krishna. And when we think of Srimati Radharani, she's the topmost devotee, topmost devotee. When she cries, all the Raganuga Bhaktas feel the pain of separation that she feels for Krishna. And that's why all of them bow down to Srimati Radharani, because we all want Krishna. And the only way, if you go behind Krishna, you will never get Krishna. But if you go to Srimati Radharani, wherever Srimati Radharani is, Krishna will definitely be there. With that, I will end today's session. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for giving.